Oh boy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and T-Mobile buys more spectrum. T-Mobile effectively this morning announced that they bought more licenses from Columbia Capital in the amount of $3.5 billion. Like I said, T-Mobile has the flexibility. If you look at the free cash flow, they now produce that more free cash flow versus Verizon, and they don't have the obligations to pay dividends. And then if you look at their EBITDA margins, very healthy too. So they can spend more if they wanted it to, and which we'll get into here in a bit. But the interesting part about this license that they got from Columbia, they were already using these licenses on a leased model. That lease was getting ready to expire. So instead of just renegotiating a lease, T-Mobile just went in for the purchase. So back in 2017, T-Mobile could have got these licenses for an additional $1.9 billion. They didn't bite on that. And then they tried to purchase them middle 2020. Verizon made a big stink and fuss about it. They didn't want T-Mobile to gain additional licenses. Well, now in this 8K filing that you're seeing here on screen, T-Mobile went for the kill and they purchased that spectrum for $3.5 billion. So T-Mobile has several opportunities now to gain more spectrum. They just gained more spectrum that they now own versus lease to their portfolio with this 600 megahertz purchase. And all of the geographic areas are listed here in the video. You can pause it if you'd like to read it. So they got that. They're actively bidding in a auction 108 spectrum for more 2.5. And then it was announced this morning as well. Excuse me. Chantel is selling more of their 2.5 licenses. And you got my guess who's going to buy that. So T-Mobile is just piling up on more and more and more and more spectrum, right? This morning, we got the announcement from Cena that T-Mobile is offering the Hint Lite plan that I've been telling you guys about. So there's going to be several tiers, 100 gig, 200, 300. It's going to cost more, but that's how T-Mobile is proceeding. It's going to allow for higher ARPU and more revenue for the people that do sign up for the service. Again, in parts of suburban and rural America, the options are very, very thin. And like a satellite operator that gives you home internet, their performance is not that great. T-Mobile is likely going to perform better 9 times out of 10 in these environments versus who they're competing against, meaning faster speeds. So now every address has availability to this. They are going to be capped, and it's going to be a hard throttle after the usage. But like I said in that video, a good amount of households don't even use 100 gigs. So T-Mobile is looking at the numbers, and they're competing and approaching this smartly. All I'm going to say here to close out the video, as T-Mobile loads up on more spectrum, Verizon and AT&T better compete, and Verizon especially. I'm getting more and more messages that there is no motivation, no foot traffic. They better compete. T-Mobile is loading up on spectrum. They have a healthy balance sheet. They said it a few years ago. They said we have the balance sheet to defend our position. So they're buying and piling up more spectrum. So stay tuned for more. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.